and welcome back to Glory Hunter with me, Alex, or Haymanager as you may probably know me now. We're back from that Fulham game with 3 games after, so I'm trying to get this progressing. I think it's episode 8 now, so hopefully I'll probably bring you seeing how this episode goes, perhaps a Europa League final and a semi-cup final in 2 episodes, and then it might go a few episodes over 10, but I'm aiming for around 10 episodes per season just to try and quicken up the series. So, as you can see from last time, we beat Newcastle 1-0 in a very, very, very close game. Martial scored in the 3rd minute, and then it was just, we dominated the game. I'll show you quickly the match stats, if I can get them up here for you. We dominated the game, but just scored 1 goal, that's all. And then we had West Ham, in which we drew. We had Borussia Dortmund game in which we drew. I sort of went cautious in this game. I didn't want to attack too hard, but in the end we managed to sort of pull off a 0-0 draw away from home, which I'll take. We came quite close. We had the most clear-cut chances. I wasn't expecting a lot of possession. They played very poor football. I don't know why. But we managed to get a draw there, and then we went to West Ham and drew again. I rotated the side out because we've got 3 games in the space of a week, or 6 days, I think it is. So now we're going to go back into this Dortmund game. I've got the team lined up already. We're all nice and fit and ready to play. We're playing it De Gea, Shaw, Lindelof, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka as it's been throughout the majority of the season. Fred, Goretzka and Pogba the midfield 3 as it's been for the majority of the season as well. Sancho on the left this time, Martial up front and Januzaj on the right. Januzaj's been playing very, very well lately. Like he's coming in January and made a big, big change. I'm very happy that I've signed him, to be honest, because Rashford's not really showing up. Rashford's not really being that guy that I want him to be and performing. So it might just be this season, but his stats aren't really there technically yet, and he's a bit more dribbling, a bit more finishing, a bit more first touch. Maybe that'll come in the next season. But for sure, I've got to say, Greenwood's been the secondary striker, and Belotti has not really had... He scored 13 goals in 15 games, but they've been FA Cup games. He's not been particularly great for us. So this is the side we're running with, and I'm going to run it positively. Nothing changed tactics-wise, just sticking with this, what we've been doing all season, and we're going to get straight into it. We're going to hopefully progress to, I believe, the semi-final, and if we win this, it's Wolves or Bayern Leverkusen, which will definitely be something to behold anyway. Here we are. Passionately, I'm going to tell the team, come on lads, I want to keep this run going, and I'm going to tell them I think there's a lot more to come from them. They're loving it. This is one of the things, when you make your manager at the start of FM, you need to have motivating as high as you can. I'll probably show you my stats towards the end of the season. But yeah, this is going to be a big, big game for us. Hopefully we can get off to a positive start. But I know Dortmund are going to be attacking as well, so I've sort of got to look out for that. As we're coming up to the 15th minute, and nothing's really happened yet. We seem to be dominating the game in a way since we've had 2 shots. And Pogba's got a free kick on the edge of the box here. What can he do with it? Maguire, the keeper's just saved it, and Lindelof at the back post. Oh, how's he put that over? That should have been a goal. Pogba playing well already, and then they have a throw-in towards our goal as Martial nearly beats Hummels to the ball there, and Hummels rescues it, but makes a big mistake, and Martial's through on goal now. And then the last game, the keeper made so many key saves for them, it was unreal. Al-Safair now with the ball out. Fred's still on the ball. Can he find a pass? He can't, and he was brought down by Piszczek. This is a free kick now. Januzaj with it. Oh, Lindelof at the back post again. We're playing really well here. They're having a lot of possession, but we're absolutely coming through with all these shots. And Martial again. What can he do here? Can he finish? He can't. Berkey saves it again. We've had 2 clear-cut chances already. If we don't win this game and we've had this many chances, it looks like they're just playing for the win at the moment. I'm going to change it so we sort of work the ball into the box a bit more. I want to see what that does, because we seem to just be having a few wild shots. They don't look particularly great physically. It's not something that looks great physically, but we'll just have to see. Weigl on the ball now, or Weigl, sorry. to Delaney in the midfield, to Götze, or Goetze. I saw these German names I'm pronouncing weirdly. Piszczek to Weigl to Hummels. They're playing some nice football here. Sancho nicks it off him though, and what can he do now? Can he find Martial? He can. Martial with the fin. Oh no, he missed. He's been doing this for the last 2-3 games. He just goes in and out of form so inconsistently, it's unreal. I might have to change something at half time. He's making great runs off the ball, but he just can't finish them. I'm going to have to see what I can do at half time. It's looking like a poor start here. We're not doing too bad. I want to get assertive. We've been the better team here. We've definitely been the better team here. I'm looking to you to make the difference. Yeah, I'm going to tell them that assertively. There's a lot more to come from the midfield. They're loving this. And I believe there's more to come from Martial as well. And we need to really hit this game like really hard. I can't say Wolves at the moment, as you can see, they're actually winning on aggregate. There. So at the moment, whoever wins this game will be playing Wolves, which is definitely something that would be quite interesting if we go through anyway, because we've got Wolves in the FA Cup next. Wolves are one of the title contenders, so it's something we've got to look at. As Januzaj picks the ball up on the right now, what can he do? A beautiful switch into Sancho. Can he find a ball in? He can. Back to Martial, and Martial scored. He's put it in the back of the net. Right. Tactics. We've got to do something about this. Januzaj's played a beautiful ball across. Do we go? But Goretzka's been playing well. I might actually drop Goretzka deeper. I'm going to play this and have him as a ball-winning midfielder support. Play this sort of formation. Make sure we don't concede anything as they're coming forward from kickoff. And Luke Shaw's put a tackle in. So at the moment, if things keep going well, which as you can see, 18 shots to 1 is going well. They've brought on Hazard though. I'm going to praise the lads. We're doing very well at the moment. Looking very happy with it. I'm going to bring on a few fresh legs, I think. McTominay in here. Defensive midfielder, defend. Goretzka playing that ball in midfielder. Who else needs to come off? Januzaj's had a good game, but I'm going to bring him off for Dan James. I'm going to switch these two about and see if these two can sort of cause havoc. And Martial's playing very well. Everyone else is playing very well. I'm going to just keep this last substitute just in case something happens towards the end of the game. That's a bit out of the blue. I'm going to just play it cautious now. I can't afford to concede a goal now as we go out. Sancho with the corner now. Lindelof picks it up. Will he play it back out to Sancho? He does. Can he find a ball into the box? He takes on his man. He has a shot and Berkey gathers. Right. As long as the highlights are just them, I'm pretty happy with this so far. They're looking uninterested. They're not looking happy at all. It's come to the 90th minute now as we, as a highlight from our defence, they've pushed up big time. They've pushed really high up the pitch. Luke Shaw coming forward. Can he find that overlapping run? He does. Dan James now accelerating towards the goal and Berkey again. Berkey's really come through for Dortmund. As we have a corner, Sancho now. Sancho plays the ball in towards Martial and Berkey just clutches it out of the sky. Ooh, right. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to bring Luke Shaw off for Tete just to try and make sure that he doesn't get an injury because I need him for that Wolves game. Goretzka now out wide to James. James on the ball. Can he find? He finds Martial. What sort of ball was that? But Pogba's there. Pogba to finish the game off. He can't put it past Berkey. What's going on there? Oh no, it's the 94th minute now. We've got a corner. It looks like it's all over for me. As Sancho goes to take the corner. What's the ref going to do? He crosses it in towards Martial at the back post. Maguire gathers and it's full time. 1-0. We've gone through. Dortmund. We've taken out Dortmund. I'm just going to say we've got to guard the complacency, but... wow! Bayern Leverkusen coming back. That wow, I was like, wow, oh my god. Bayern Leverkusen, Bellarabi, 90th minute, Diaby 90th plus 3. Wolves nearly going out, but they won on away goals. And that means we actually play Wolves in the semi-finals at home first. So probably a game we can try and attack in straight away. We're definitely going to try and attack. And the Wolves game is next up, the semi-final in the, I believe, is it the FA Cup? Yeah, because we were knocked out of the other one, weren't we? Yeah, FA Cup, and that sets a record I've seen. 12 games unbeaten is a new Europa League record, which is quite interesting in itself. But yeah, the next game we've got is the FA Cup semi-final, which I will come back to and show you the starting 11 I'll be playing in that game. And we're back, so we're back with the Manchester United versus Wolves game in the semi-final of the FA Cup. This again, I'm just going to play the exact same side. I don't see how we're going to change anything up. Wolves team play 5 at the back. Obviously, they're not allowed to play Pereira because he's ineligible to play. Ruben Neves looks tired. João Moutinho looks tired. Everyone on their team more or less looks tired. So straight from the off, I'm going to look to I might go down that right-hand side straight away just to see. I'm going to run at the defence as well. Plus, against Wolves, we don't tend to have that many shots, so I'm going to shoot on sight just to see if we can try and get as many firing as we can. I might have to change the formation up though, because only having the one striker in Martial trying to cut through these lanes doesn't really work. It's not brilliant, but you know, we'll have to see what's going on. We've gone on a good run lately. I want to see them do much better. They've listened keenly, so now it's just over to the lads. I can't really do much more. And let's see how we go. So De Gea, straight away, highlight from the off. Wan-Bissaka on the ball now to Januzaj. Januzaj running down that right, cutting inside as he always likes to do, but doesn't always do that. A very poor shot there. Coming up to the 10th minute now. We've been playing pretty well, I've got to admit, over the last few days. We've not lost since that Arsenal game. Touch wood. We've not lost since the Arsenal game, but it just seems like we come in and out of these spells where we just won't play well. We'll just sort of hang on to a draw. Like the Dortmund game, the first Dortmund game, we absolutely dominated them, really. Had 11 shots, like 3 clear-cut chances and just didn't score any of them. Whereas that could have really put us into good stead for the second game. But instead, we just did nothing with it. And here we are again, just sort of getting a few shots. Neves, look, sort of seeing their players aren't really doing well. If we can get a goal, we become favourites. So I've got to do something tactically here because it's not really working. Whether or not I pull these lads back, have them playing like these sort of positions and bring Fred into the midfield, just so we win this midfield battle. See what we can do with this, because I don't know what else I can sort of do. Get them playing a bit attacking, but I might have to bring on Rashford and Belotti, although Belotti's not been doing much this season. I have to see what he can do, sort of win some headers if we go a bit more direct. But I'm just going to try and win this, sit back a bit, even though I'm at home, sit back, try and win the midfield battle, and see if we can get them to push forward so we can hit them on the counter. They're coming forward, Johnny with the ball into Raul at the front post, and Yotta's open for ages. So much time there, and De Gea manages to pull off a save. God knows what they were thinking there. Adama Traore with the ball in, and Goretzka's there to get it away, but Vallejo picks it up. We need to show some passion, lads. We need to do something. If it's not changed by the 65th minute, I'm going to have to change something because they're just not performing. We're sort of in the game, but we're sort of not at the same time. As coming up to 65th minute now, nothing's changing. I'm going to have to do something. Who's not having a particularly good game? Goretzka's not having a great game. Bringing on Rashford, he's going to sit up front with Martial. Might just go back into a 4-4-2. Try and see what we can do with this. Martial's not having a great game. Who else isn't having a particularly good game? No one else really. But we're just going to go for it now, I think. Have Rashford playing as that complete forward, go in attack. Januzaj playing inverted winger. I don't think we've got anyone else who can really come on. Juan Mata maybe to push forward, but can't see what else we can do with this now. Change the team instructions. We're going to dribble less, play them for them set pieces still, but work the ball into the box and go a bit more direct, straight up ahead. See what we can do with this. We're just going to look to try and wear them out, if anything. I don't know if they go to extra time or it just goes to penalties from this. I'll have to double check. As again, the game's not really changing. Adama Traore is playing on that right hand side now, so I might look to go down the left instead. push Sancho up a bit more, see what he can do with it. I'm going to bring on Belotti for Martial. He's not really done much, having him as a pressing forward, see if he can sort of push this defensive line now. I don't know if this is a highlight just from the tactics. It's gone over Cody's head. It's carried on though, and Gibbs White's on the ball. What's he doing with it here? Finds Adama Traore, who takes on Luke Shaw, but doesn't win the battle. Then Donk on it again now. Adama Traore runs it past him. Can he find the cross? He can't. And they have a corner. So nothing really coming of this yet. As it looks like we're getting back into the game a little bit. We've now got more shots than them. Januzaj playing this role where he's got the ball taken off him, but then Lindelof with the ball forward towards Rashford. Can he finish? And Ruddy saves it. Great save by Ruddy, but Rashford was offside anyway. And straight from that, it looks like they're going to try and push the ball forward. Wolves. With Cutrone playing on the shoulder of the defence, and it's just missed. Wow, right, we're going to have to make another change here. Sancho's looking a bit tired. I'm going to bring on... Oh, I don't know who to bring on. Sancho's looking tired, but so is Luke Shaw, but he's having a great game. Sancho being one of the better players as well. He's going to have to come off for someone. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to match them with 5 at the back. I'm just going to match their formation, I think. Push these 2 lads forward. And then have Januzaj playing as an advanced playmaker or an attacking, sort of like not a shadow striker, support. We'll have him playing there. I don't know what else we can sort of do with this. Just match their formation and hope for the best. But we're playing pretty well. It's not like anything's going badly at the moment. I'm going to get aggressive with them, or assertive even. Don't let this slip now. We can't. Typical that, don't let it slip. So we're going to have to see what we can do. 15 shots. It's gone into extra time. I didn't really want this because we've got to play Leicester, I think, in the next game away from home, which I needed quite a lot of this squad for. As I'll show you the Premier League table in a second. With that draw against West Ham, it sort of made things interesting towards the top of the table. As they're coming forward now with Pedro Neto, who finds Johnny on the edge of the box, and De Gea with the triple save. I think that's a double save, not a triple save. It came off the bar with a triple save there. I don't know whether or not we should just go for it or just hang on. I think we've got to do something though, because Traore's got in a lot of space in the back there, and Pogba gets it clear to Belotti. Can we counter-attack from this now, actually? It doesn't look like it. Right. We're going to have to do something about these. They're not used to playing that far back. We're going to push this defensive line a bit higher, I think, and push the lads a bit higher as well. Close down a bit more. And we're going to punt it over their defence. See if we can sort of capitalise on these lads being a bit tired at the back. Luke Shaw's very tired as well, though. Start second half. We're going to have to... Come on, lads. Got to do something here if we're going to get anything out of this game now. Going to go attacking for the last few minutes of the game. Who's good at penalties? Matt is going to come on for Januzaj, see what he can do there on that right-hand side. Or in that attacking midfielder, role. As Bolly's got the ball now. Plays it back to Ruddy. As the 2 strikers close him down. Out to the wing towards Johnny. Bolly's on the ball now. Will he find a ball over the top? No. Looking a bit dangerous by Wolves here, though. As Cutrone is through on goal. Can we get it off him? We can't, but we put him off enough so he misses the target. Change these instructions. Just shoot on sight now, lads. As far as I'm concerned. Push forward a bit more. De Gea now with punting it forward towards Rashford. Can he win the ball? He can't. And Cutrone again. Through on goal. What's he going to do? De Gea with a great save. De Gea's really coming clutch. As much as I criticised him at the start of the season, he's really playing well towards this back end of the season now. He's coming through. Really coming in clutch for us, if anything. Can he find a ball out? He can't. And it looks like it might be going to penalties again, which we aren't fantastic with. Right, we're just going to go with it. Rock and roll with it here. Behind the goal. Let's see what we can do. Cutrone first. Back to the penalties. FA Cup. Cutrone first, what can he do? Slots it in that bottom left-hand corner. Great penalty. Rashford steps up. What can he do with his now? Known for his penalty taking, puts it in that bottom left. Great penalty there. Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks from that Carabao Cup game. Neto now. What can he do? Puts it in the bottom right. Really good penalties by Wolves here. Pogba steps up now. Against John Ruddy. Pogba. Puts it in that bottom right. Nice composed finish there. Now, Connor Cody. What can De Gea put him off? He can't. It's a soft penalty, that one. Now Mata. Juan Mata for Manchester United. What can he do? Come on, lad. Oh, it's gone in. Oh, John Ruddy got a hand to it, but it says Juan Mata fires it in at the bottom there. He definitely didn't. Shabira now. Shabani even puts it wide. Belotti. I think it's the only game he's really had a decent chance to score in. Oh my God. Oh. Vallejo now, what can he do with it? De Gea, come on, son. Oh, he's gone underneath him. That was poor, that. And now I think this is one of the critical ones now. Who's it come up to? Lindelof. Oh. He needs to score this. Come on. Come on, lad. He's been a star player, Lindelof, all season. I've got to admit. So even if he doesn't score this, I'm not going to be mad at him. But come on, lad. He does. He puts it away. Out of reach from John Ruddy. Now, Adama Traore up against David De Gea. What can he do? And David De Gea saves. Oh, it's a save. Who's up next? Who's up next for us? Fred. Oh, come on, please be Fred. He's been a consistent player for us all season, Fred. Doesn't really get that many goals, doesn't get that many assists, but he's just been a consistent player. Come on, lad. I'm talking about in-game, by the way. Come on. And he's done it. We're through. As a long game, which I sort of wished never happened, but we've gone through on penalties. Congratulations, lads. It's been a decent game, and that puts us through, I believe, to the final. Who will we be playing now? Either Southampton or City. Now that's a big game. Whether or not when's that game? Wonder if it's tomorrow on the Sunday. It should be on the Sunday, I believe. Let me just double check. I'm going to try and keep this episode as short as I can after last time. See if we can see that game. Anyone else playing today? No. When's that game? FA Cup. Let me just be very quick with this. FA Cup semi-finals. When's that game? Ties weren't played on the 18th of the 4th. When's that one? Match fixtures. That is on Sunday the 19th. So it is today. It is today, right. When is it there? Is it on now? 3 o'clock. Yeah, 3 o'clock kickoff, right. Let's see who we're facing in the FA Cup final, which should be a big game. Let's have a look. I don't know if it scrolls down there. I've not seen it yet. Or I might have missed it even. Let's have a look. City. Manchester City thumping Southampton 4-1. And we do play City in the FA Cup final. That's a big game. I can't remember when we last played City. We beat them 1-0 at home. David Silva sent off, and then we drew with them in the other game where Sancho got injured. And Martial missed a penalty. I remember that now. Flipping heck. Right. So, let's try and get through a lot of this. So I'm going to cut now, and I'll go, not in this episode, in the next episode should I say, I'm going to go and revisit you when I'm playing the Wolves. So I shall play the Wolves in a Bournemouth game. Should be quite an exciting game. I'll play Wolves and then I'll play Bournemouth, as that'll put us into perspective of what happens towards the last days of the season. And I'll bring you a game. I'll bring you 2 more episodes then. The Premier League last day of the season, or the last 2 games of the season, sorry, and then the FA Cup. And that puts us in good stead for the last few bits of this episode. So I'll cut all these games out, which should be quite hard games. We've got Leicester and Everton now. I didn't even expect us to get into the final of the FA Cup. Excuse me, we play Wolves again twice, so that should be fun. But yeah, that's put us into good bit of form, should I say? As you can see, we're winning quite a few games. We're on a nice little decent sort of progression going through. It's looking pretty nice. At the start of the season, it was just this sea of green, as you can see, just win after win after win after win after win, and then it gets a bit of yellow, a few more yellows here, red, and then picks up a bit, and then a few more yellows picking up. But I'm happy overall, and I'll quickly show you the table before we go. That is what the table looks like now. Arsenal have played 3 more games than us. Don't know how it's happened. Liverpool have played 2 more games than us. So now, did Liverpool lose a game? I think Liverpool must have lost. Liverpool lost to Watford. Watford have come through for us. So now this means, if I'm not mistaken, if I win 2 more games now, I go, oh my god, my maths has gone, 3, 6, 9, 8 points ahead of Liverpool with 5 games remaining, which means I have to lose 3 of the 5. Be it Tottenham, Everton, Leicester. Nice. But yeah. And then Arsenal are way ahead of us, but we have 3 games in hand in them, so we could potentially go 7 points ahead of them, is that correct? Yeah, 7 points ahead. Big scenes. So that means we have to lose 2 and draw 1. But that is big at the moment. So, hope you did enjoy the video. We're getting through the Europa League. Playing against Wolves next in the semi-finals. Home first, which should be a very, very, very entertaining game. We're into the final of the FA Cup against Manchester City, which is great news. Maybe one of the trophies that we can sort of get from the off, because I can't see how else we'd get this far in. How we'd revisit this save, because whether or not we get the City job or the Chelsea job, or someone who's Liverpool or City job, where you sort of like can focus in on it, because this United side is not particularly great, as well as the money they give you next season isn't particularly great. So I've just realised my camera's gone off. I completely didn't even realise. Well, yeah, let's see what goes on. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like. If you have anything to say, just leave a comment, and I shall read them. And then I shall see you in the next one. Ciao.